Welcome to the Boomer's Guide to a Vibrant Life with Vicki Washburn. Vicki and her guests will share their journey of the golden years and how they're creating a vibrant life. Topics will include family, fun, life, love, travel, and everything Boomer. You too can have the best of your vibrant life now. We are broadcasting from Global Voice Radio every week, and now here's your host, Vicki Washburn.
Hello, Boomers. I have had a week, I've had a couple of weeks that have just wore me plumb out. I'm sure you have weeks like that too. Seems like there is so much to take care of that it just can be a little bit overwhelming. That's how I have felt this last couple of weeks, just kind of overwhelmed, like I meet myself coming and going. This is Vicki Washburn, and this is a Boomer's Guide to a Vibrant Life. You know, life can get so hectic, it's hard to live a vibrant life. It's hard to do the things that you really enjoy and that you want to do because you're so committed to all these things that are chores and work and stuff that you have to take care of, that it seems like you just have no time for enjoyment. And as we get older, we have this dream and this fantasy that that's what retirement is going to be all about, is taking the time to enjoy the things that we want to do. But then I see so many that retire and they don't have the funds to do the things that they want to do, or they don't have the health to do the things that they want to do. And so they do nothing. Are you in that spot? Do you find yourself in that spot? Are you retired yet? Are you getting ready to retire? Do you have the funds and the wherewithal to retire well and be able to enjoy your life? Do you think that you can retire and not work and be happy doing it? I'm not sure I can. I don't know if I know how to not work. And because I don't really know how to live and not work, I kind of have a plan to keep working well into my elder years. Now, my plan involves network marketing. And that's a plan that almost anybody can work if you just work it. It's a great way to make extra money, share something you love, you have a passion for. That's the trick. Find the thing you have a passion for, because then it's not work. It's fun, helping other people with the thing that you're passionate about. You all know I've talked on here before that about essential oils and how much I love them, and just natural health things. And so my plan for the future is to help people to learn more about essential oils and about ways that they can support their health and stay out of the doctor's office. Once we get older, especially once we get older, we have these little things that come up that are really just little things. But by the time the doctor gets done with us, they're major. They get you on the medicine merry-go-round, and they get your body all out of whack, and it's just almost impossible to get back. I've seen it over and over in the elderly. My passion is to help people to not get on that merry-go-round, to take control of their health and their emotions and their spiritual life, and to live it vibrantly, to live it on their terms, to stay out of the doctor's office, to be happy, to wake up with joy in their heart. That's what I want. I want to wake up every morning with joy in my heart. I want to meet smiling faces. I want people to see me and see a smiling face, not a grumpy old woman. I am in the process of learning all this stuff about how to market my business online. I'm 62 years old. Some people might say that's too old to learn that kind of stuff. I say BS. I'm not too old to learn anything. I have friends who are 70 who just completed their naturopathic certification or degree. They are a naturopath, an ND, a doctor. I have a friend who just finished law school at 60. What is it you want to do with your life in your third act? Are you going to work in your corporate job until you're 70 or 80? Have you planned well enough to retire well? If you have, good for you. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. You're one of the lucky few. I have not. My home is my retirement. It has the most value. At some point, I will sell it, and I'll have enough money to live on for quite a while. If I'm smart and frugal and keep working. There's so much about this age that we just are not taught. You know, nobody prepares us for all the things. My girlfriend just lost her husband. And although it was kind of a financial drain before he passed, now that he has passed, there are things that she's learning that she didn't have budgeted for. Thankfully, she has a good job at 66, almost 66. And thankfully, he left her a lot of stuff to sell, but she has to sell it. But once she sells it, she'll have a lot of cash, and then she'll live well. She's worked at the same job for 40 years. She should retire well. I'm proud for her. She deserves it. She's put up with a lot of heartache for a long time. Now's her time to find her joy, to find her vibrant life, to enjoy life. Some of us spend our whole lives taking care of everybody else, running around, never giving ourselves the reward that we deserve. And then we wake up one day and we're looking at the last few years of our life and wishing we had done some things, wishing we had seen some things, wishing we had learned some things. And I'm here to tell you that we're not too old. There is no reason that you cannot learn. There is no reason that you cannot go. There is no reason that you cannot see. There is no reason you cannot experience whatever it is that you want to experience in this life. The only thing stopping you is your own thoughts, your own fears, your own programming. Somebody somewhere along the line told us that when we were 60, we were old. Well, I'm here and I don't feel old. My grandmother was 89 years old when she closed her business. And it wasn't until she did that that she started to slip away. 8 years later, she was gone. Now, 97, almost 98. She was just shy of her 98th birthday. Just not even a month. That's a good, long life. She lived a good, long, wonderful life. She did, she went, she saw, she loved on people. She loved on her family. She experienced life. She experienced faith. She loved her Lord. And she loved her family. And she loved her friends. She spent most of her life in the town she grew up in. Had her own beauty shop, knew people for 80 years. She had known some of her friends for 80 years or longer. She lived on the farm that my great-great-grandfather had purchased. Then she lived in town in the house that he lived in, that my great-grandparents lived in, and then she lived in it. And then my mother lived in it. And now my sisters and I own it. But she didn't stay in that little small town. She traveled all over the place. They traveled all over the United States. Her and my grandfather, and then her and my step-grandfather did. I have boxes and boxes of pictures she took from all over the United States. She was an explorer. She was an adventurous. She had her own business at 18. She was a traveling beauty shop at 18 years old in the 30s. She was a remarkable woman. But she wasn't old at 60. And she wasn't even old at 70. And I didn't even think she was old at 85. So at what age do you think old is? Now that we're here, now that we're at this quote unquote golden age, in the third act or the last act or whatever you want to call it, how old is old? 10 years older than me? That's what I like to say, at least 10 years older than me. 10 years older than I tell people I am. Because I always tell people I'm older than I am. And they always go, no, you're not. Dang, you look good. I had somebody tell me the other day that I should consider taking a cruise instead of traveling to the Caribbean on my own because it just wasn't safe for older women to travel alone like that. And I just thought to myself, I've traveled to the Caribbean for the last 25 years. Why would I be afraid now? It doesn't seem any different. I don't feel any different. Why would it be less safe for me to go now than it was 20 years ago? There's just so much about this time of life that they don't prepare us for. Nobody prepares us for it. We should prepare our children for it. That's part of my mission, is to prepare the younger generation for what's to come. Nobody told me about what menopause was going to be like. And I thought I had a pretty mild case of it. My family might not agree, but it didn't seem horrible. But I know women who suffer horribly with it. And nobody really tells you what it's about. And I know men, the same thing. Men have andropause, and nobody really prepares a man for that. We need to do a better job of that. We need to do a better job of preparing the next generation for this time of life. And we need to do it in a positive way. We need to let them know that this is not the end of the world, the end of life. This is a time of growth, a time of experiencing the things that we want to experience that we've not had the time to experience. I learned to ride a motorcycle at 55. I have a friend who is 64 and just went skydiving for the first time. My friend who is going to be 66 and I are planning a trip to Thailand. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Magnificent Marigold Hotel, Part 1 and Part 2. And the thing I love about it so much is that it's a group of people who are considered old by society, who go off on this adventure to India and find a life, a vibrant, exciting, noisy, smelly, colorful life full of laughter and joy and love. I love that movie. I want to live that movie. How about you? Somebody posted tonight on one of the Facebook pages that I'm on with boomers about, would you sell everything and become a nomad living in an RV? And my comment was, in a heartbeat. Anybody want to come pick me up? There were several that posted on there in response to my comment. And one gentleman said, He thought I had guts. I just think it sounds fun. It's not brave or gutsy or anything. I just thought it sounded fun. What do you think sounds fun? When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you did something fun? Something just for you fun. Playing with my grandkids is fun, but that's not just for me fun. When was the last time you went on an adventure? Explored something new? I've lived where I've lived for 26 years in the same house. I've lived in the area where I live for 30 years. About 3 years ago, I went on a hike at one of the local lakes and found this place called the Healing Rock. It's been there all this time. I never knew it. It was such a fun thing to discover. That same summer, a friend took me to a place called the Tall Grass Prairie, which is just about 40 miles north of my home. I had no idea it existed. It was such a beautiful and awesome experience. This is not the time of life for us to sit in our recliners and watch soap operas and reruns and westerns. This is the time of our life to get out and enjoy ourselves, to make memories, to do the things that we've always wanted to do, to have fun just for us. Do something this week. Do something this week just for you that's fun. Take a pottery class. Go on a hike. Learn to ride a motorcycle. Do something fun. Find an adventure. Go out and have a vibrant week. Till next time. This is Vicki Washburn with A Boomer's Guide to a Vibrant Life. You can follow me on Facebook at My Life Redesigned, on Instagram at My Life Redesigned, and on Twitter at Coach Vicki Wash. You can also find me on my website at vickiwashburn.com.
Host of The Boomer's Guide to a Vibrant Life. Connect with Vicki at www.globalvoiceradio.com. Tune in next week for another edition of The Boomer's Guide to a Vibrant Life on Global Voice Radio, where your message and your voices are heard.